Hey guys, it's Amy Jo, and in today's video I'm going to show you some of the things I have done with some of my gel plate prints. So this is a journal that I started with books that I've read when I want to write down and sort of remember them. This was a book called The Emperor of Gladness by Ocean Vuong, and I made this gel print. This is my interpretation of houses along the riverbank, and then like the chaos and the river and the rainy, stormy night. So this is one of the things that I did with a gel plate print. Well, this is what I did with the gel print or gel plate, and then I printed it directly into my little book journal. Let's see what else we have. Okay, so this is a collage that I made. So all of these different leaves and, grass-like things are different prints that I made, and then I cut them up. Same thing with the different parts of the bird and the flowers. And I love doing collage like this. What I do is I cut up all the different elements and then I place them on the gel plate. So I put them in reverse. And then I put down, once I have those different elements down, I put down a layer of matte medium, and then I pull the print and then I seal the print. So I'm pretty happy with this. One of the things to know when you're doing collage like this and you have multiple layers, you have to do the layers in order, and sometimes it's easier to just use glue to glue those pieces together to have one piece to pull off the plate. This is another example where I have taken different prints. So this orange was a print, this black was part of a print, same for these, and then the background was just the background color, and I attached the butterfly to the background color. I've shown this in another video. Yeah, these are all the little fishies that I made with, to make the print, I used the onion bag to make the texture that looks like fish. I think those are really cute. And this is one of my art journals. I've done a few things in here. I think that's where it started. Yeah, so I printed this off the plate directly to the inside of the journal page, and then I did some white and just kind of summarized like what I had done in May. This is the same idea for June. I created a calendar, and then I've been keeping track, and I'm gonna do like little white pieces of paint, little white strips of paint on my gel plate, and then write in, different things to summarize the month of June. And this is just a print that I did that I pulled off of the plate that I put in here, and I don't really have plans to do anything. If I did, I would maybe consider like using a black Sharpie to do some doodling. A white marker would also be cool to do some doodling. And then today, I'm gonna make a new print. For the print that I'm gonna make today, I'm gonna be printing directly into my journal, and I'm only going to cover part of the page. So I'm gonna try to get an idea of where I want this. So I've been debating, do I want to journal on half vertically? Do I want to journal on half horizontally? I'm just not sure. I feel like I want to print at the top and right at the bottom. So I'm going to do something on the wider side of the plate. I'm feeling a little bit out of sorts today. I think I've mentioned that my mom has dementia. Both of my parents have dementia, actually. My mom is just in a really difficult stage. It's If you have any experience with dementia, then you know how very, very difficult this disease is. It's just incredibly sad. This is a mask that I made using cardboard and then foam. Okay, let's give that a shot. We'll see how it looks. I probably let that dry for too long because I forgot to have my masks ready. Okay, there's our first pull. I like it. This is a turquoise Artist Loft paint. It's acrylic and it is semi-opaque. Next, I'm going to go with primary blue. This is my favorite color to use with my Gelli plate. When my mom is having a tough day, the caregivers refer to her as being really cloudy. And so that's kind of what I feel like my mood is. And I want to journal about this feeling. With dementia, everything seems to change so quickly. At least that's been my experience with my parents. And so I want to spend some time writing about this, writing about the feelings that I'm having before everything changes again. I don't think I'll forget what this feels like, but I like to journal regardless. I think it's really therapeutic and it's good to get all of your thoughts out of your brain and onto paper. So I feel like this is a good exercise for me to do. Oh, that really doesn't look that much different. Can sort of see some of the primary blue. What I really feel like doing is taking a marker and just making scribbles everywhere, and I might do that. That's kind of what this feels like to me. As my mom's brain is dying and she is losing her short-term memory and so many other skills, it feels like a very chaotic time for her, me, and of course, all of our family. Okay, I'm gonna use this. And I'm gonna let this one sit for a little while. Okay, here's the final pull. So yeah, I think what I want to do, I'm gonna grab a Sharpie marker here. I'm gonna let it dry for a few minutes, and then I think I'm gonna do just some scribbles around, because that's how it feels right now. Okay, I'm just gonna write the date down at the bottom. It's June 22nd. Okay, there we go. My brain. This is all my confusion. And down here, I will try to translate the crazy into some words. So anyway, that is what I do with, in addition to making prints, this is what I do with my Gelli plate prints. So hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and yeah, I'll see you soon. Bye.